So where are we looking to go? Where are we looking to move forward? And how do we take where we understand where we are now and where are we looking to move forward? So let's go into that. And I'm thinking for this one, we're going to use our Power of Thought cards. Okay. Now, of course, I shuffle all these cards before we start, but shuffle them now while we're live. Not live, but in the video. Okay. So if we are pulling a card to help us understand where we're looking to move forward, what we're looking to do, where we're looking to take where we are now and move forward. We're going to pull this one over here because it's kind of feeling like what we want. It is safe to look within. That is the Power of Thought card that we are pulling out. As I move through the layers of other people's opinions and beliefs, I see within myself a magnificent being, wise and beautiful. I love what I see in me. So what are we looking at? Where are we looking to go? This card helps us understand that in order to move forward, looking within is going to help to empower us to find that. And I feel like where we're looking to go is we're looking for a safe place where we can express who we truly are. I feel like within this time frame, with all the struggles, yes, we've got those struggles and we've got all the things that we've been working through, we also have learned a lot about ourselves. We have learned about our capacity to handle things. We've learned about our capacity to push through. We've learned about the little parts of ourselves that work. We've learned about things that maybe we don't want to cultivate moving forward. We've really done a lot of inner work and understanding who we truly are. Now it feels like we're looking for a place where we can feel like we can express that self safely. And we're looking for a place energetically and maybe physically where we can express who we are and be safe doing it. And I feel like this card encourages us in that direction. It helps us understand. I know you probably can't read it backwards. There we go. I'm going to read it again. As I move through the layers of other people's opinions and beliefs, I see within myself a magnificent being, wise and beautiful. I love what I see in me. I feel like it also, as much as we are looking for a space to express who we truly are and all that we have learned about ourselves over the year, I feel like we're also looking exactly like we were talking about. We're looking for a way that we can share all we've learned with people. We can share all of the stuff we've connected with and we've learned about. We're ready to share it with a community. We're ready to get back out with people, and whether it's virtually, and obviously be safe, is, follow guidelines and be safe, but we're looking to share and have that connection. It's like we have this stored bank of knowledge and we are looking to share that knowledge that we have filtered through our life experience over this year, and we're looking to share it with the world. We're looking to share the wisdom we've pulled from this knowledge through life experience and share it with the world. And I feel like this card highlights that. It highlights our goal to find a place where we can safely share our whole self and everything we've learned with a community of like-minded individuals. Okay. So we've got that. We know that we're looking for a safe place where we can start expressing ourselves in a new way. We can start sharing ourselves in a new way. And we can go back into the world motivated by what we've learned about ourselves. Okay. So what mindsets are supporting us in that? And what mindsets might be hindering us a little bit with that? So for that question, we're going to actually pull out the Conversation with God cards that I have. This is fashioned after a book by, I think it's not Neil Diamond. Walsh is his last name. I'm going to have to look that up. Conversations with God. There's a couple of different books. It's a wonderful book. I always go through books slowly, very slowly, and I'm slowly working through this one. But I love the cards because they're very thought-provoking, and they call on us to maybe think outside our box a little bit. So let's do that. Let's think outside our box a little bit. what mindsets are supporting us and what mindsets are keeping us from moving forward. Let's pull this one. Maybe we'll go back for another. Let your love propel your beloveds into the world and into the full expression of who you are. In this will you truly be loved. Let me say that again. Let your love propel your beloveds into the world and into the full experience of who they are. In this will you have truly loved. So, bringing love and support to the table is what I feel like this card calls us to do. Bringing love and support and a mindset of honoring people and who they are and how they experience life is a way that we can both help others feel safe in expressing their self, but how we can also create a safe place in us connecting with that unique divine expression we're looking to share in the world. The whole idea of, when I was reading through this card, and I can show you the card, let your love propel your beloveds. So when we talk about our beloved people, our beloved in our life, we look at the people in our life that are closest to us. My first reaction when reading this card is our beloveds being the best parts of ourself, being our expressive creative talents, our gifts that we have that we may have connected with more so over the past year, and sharing those gifts with the world. And if we take the notion of sharing, of propelling our beloveds into the world, instead of referencing that as those in our life that we love, because yes, they are important to us, but taking that and calling our gifts and our light and our self-expression as our beloveds, how are we best going to share that with the world? How best are we going to propel that into the world? Through loving ourselves, allowing space for that self-expression to happen, and to share what we love with the world. Start with one little story. Start with, if you found, you know what, I really love to make bread, and I want to share my love for making bread with the world. That's one thing I've learned through 2020 is I love making bread, or I love making soap, or I love, for me, it's one of the things I love to do is jewelry, or I've learned I love to connect with this energetic notions even more. If you love to make bread and you want to share it more with the world, okay, maybe you start by making 5 loaves of bread and you put your whole love energy into that bread, and then you sell that to 5 people, or you give it away to 5 people. That's taking your love energy, putting it into something, and then sharing it with the world. Whether you give those loaves away or whether you sell them, whatever works best for you and you feel drawn to. Whatever it is, just start with a small amount and put it out there. Take whatever you feel drawn to be an example of your love expression and share it with the world. Pick 3 people you feel safe with and share it with them. That helps us build confidence in honoring this part of ourselves that we have just recently discovered. Honoring that self-expression of what we have recently discovered. So I love how when we share that part of ourselves, when we share our most beloved parts of ourselves with the world, how that expands our circle. And it starts putting those vibrations of love and support out into the world. And then that calls that back to us. And I think that naturally creates deeper connections with people in our life when we share our raw, vulnerable self with them and our most loved parts of ourself with them. I think it creates this open conversation where we get to share more of that back. And it feels vulnerable. One of the things that can help, that can prevent us from doing that, is that fear of being too vulnerable. That fear of, what if I really can't do this? What if I really don't know how to make bread? What if I try to make these loaves and I give them to these people and they hate it? Or I can't make the bread, or whatever it is. there's that narrative in our head that can hold us back or make us feel like an imposter or make us feel like we might not be right or maybe wrong or something may go wrong. That narrative is there. But when we push past that narrative and push past that notion and do it anyway, when we give ourselves space to take in, feel that narrative, but do it anyway, that's where we gain our power. And that's how we propel ourselves forward. So don't let that narrative in your head that tells you, you can't really do this. Are you really wanting to do this? What if this happens? Don't let that narrative control you. Don't let that mindset hold you back. But allow yourself to be empowered, to be brave enough to put your most beloved parts of yourself out in the world. Trust that somebody is looking and seeking that vulnerable part of yourself just as much as you're looking to give it. So I encourage you to break through and push the boundaries of who you are, to connect with what you've learned over the year, to take and connect to those most beloved parts of yourself that you have connected with and you have spent time with over this past year, and that you have cultivated into a new maybe self-expression, form of art, form of creativity, and share it with the world. Be willing to be vulnerable enough to share it with the world, because people are looking for that. And trust that you are safe and secure enough to share it. Even if it feels scary, push that boundary of that anxiety and that fear and put it out there anyway. And trust that you're worth putting it out there, and that your talents and your self-expression and who you are is a beautiful thing. And that maybe this past year, some of the things that have happened have been placed in our life to encourage us to make the change, to put ourselves out there more. So those are the cards, and those are our awareness and empowering questions for today. I hope this resonates with you. I would love some feedback as to what you think. If you're interested in your own version of this awareness and empowerment reading, then I would love to have you connect with me. I can either do it via video, or we can do it via an email or a written format. So thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you and connecting with you, and have a uniquely beautiful day.